Kerryon, you feel like you put to rest the question whether you can carry the ball a lot in a game on Saturday night?
I feel like I definitely at least gave people a showing of what I actually can do. It's a long season, so that still has to be answered. Once I get through this season, then I feel like that question will be put to rest. But for now, I just feel like just played a pretty good game, got a lot of carries, and just did what I had to do with them.
Kerryon, at what point Saturday did you kind of know what the offensive game plan was going to be? Because certainly a lot of people were shocked that the first few carries went to Stanton and he didn't get a carry till like a minute left in the quarter.
Yeah, obviously, even with the first few carries going to Stanton, I don't think anyone, including ourselves, expected us to we didn't move the ball at all. Obviously that affects a lot of things. We had just a few first downs at halftime. So, when you can't get that pace going, you can't get a rhythm going, you can't get first downs, you can't gain yards. As an offense, you just look around, you're so stagnant, you just got to keep hoping the defense give you chances, which they did. And we just couldn't put together drives in the first half.
Yeah, I just didn't know if maybe you're just a bit like Mitt, like, well, I'm going to start running back, and now we got a minute left in the quarter, and I haven't touched the ball yet.
No. Like I said, I knew the game plan.
Yeah.
We came out with a plan to hit them on the edges. That's what we came out with, and Clemson did a good job holding us. But once we didn't, we don't get first downs. No one's gonna play. So without getting those first downs, it's hard for me to get in the game. It's hard for anybody to get in the game.
Did you ever look around and wait, who's the quarterback now? I've never seen them change quarterbacks.
I looked around and whoever's in, we all got to execute the same. It's just the same as if you change out of O-line or you change out of running back. The offense still has the flow, no matter who's in. So, to me, I didn't look around. I just take handoffs. That's what I do. So.
Were you surprised that?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Were you surprised that Cameron Petway didn't get any carries? And Malzahn said today he's going to be more part of the game plan moving forward. But were you surprised, and what can he kind of add?
I was a little surprised, but when I really went back, like you said, there's nothing wrong. Like Petway's fine. There's nothing wrong with him. He's gonna play more. But when you go back, we barely. When you don't put together drives, that takes away from everybody getting on the field. We had like 40 yards at halftime. We didn't have a lot of carries because we didn't have the ball. So that hurts everybody on offense. So I think it was more of as a unit we didn't move the ball as to why he didn't get as many reps as he would like. But he's not down about it. We're not down about it. We know he's just fine. We just got to get together as a unit and get better.
Do you feel like the flow was thrown off though with the changing of quarterbacks?
I didn't feel like that at all. I've talked to a lot of people just amongst the team. No matter, like I said, no matter who's out there, we got to execute. At the bottom line is we got to block, we got to run, we got to catch. That's all it is at the bottom line. The game is simple. You do those things, you win. So whoever's out there, like I said, I take handoffs, receivers catch the ball, linemen block either way, no matter who's out there.
Did you feel like you had a little bit more running room when John was in there? Maybe with his running threat a little bit?
Just a little bit. Obviously, yeah, like you said, he's a running threat, so people key in on that more. So that kind of opened up the middle a little bit more. But shoot, I felt like the times that we got the ball in the first half, we were just – I was just a one broken tackle away from 10-yard, 15-yard gains. We just didn't have a lot of opportunities.
You guys went back and watched the film on the last two zone replays with him. Or were those kind of plays that maybe he should have taken the ball and gotten a bigger gain?
Hey, it's always a possibility. They did a good job of attacking the mesh point. That's something teams try to do to stop the zone read. So when you get out there and bullets are flying that fast and you see a big 300-pound guy breathing down, coming at two guys, it's a hard read to make. Even when you go back and watch it on film, and maybe he could have, but first of all, I'd rather us take the hit than our quarterback. So if something does go wrong, I'd rather us take the hit. And second, quarterback's he's not going forward at the same rate that we are. So that's a -3 as opposed to maybe a -1.
How do you think he'll do in the future once he gets more confidence and being able to read the end or tackle, depending on
yeah, he'll do fine. All that stuff just comes with repetition. It's one thing to do it in practice against our defense, who plays it maybe a little bit different than other teams. It's another thing to go in a real live game with a guy that really wants to take your head off. It's a whole nother thing to go against that, and just getting those real live game reps like he just got, it'll help him throughout the whole season. It helped me. It helps everybody.
What did you see from him in practice? Is he like, we know he's explosive, but
Mhm.
what can he do? I mean, is he a guy's gonna 20, 30 yards or like?
Yeah, he's very explosive. You know, he's very fast. You know, just his first year being here, he's still got the little things, just the details. You know, we always harp on the details. Just getting his details down, footwork down, on the reads, just all that stuff goes into it's just a lot of factors into that. But he's very explosive, and I think if he gets a chance to get loose, you know, I think a lot of defenses know he can run. But if he gets a chance to get loose and really get an open field, I think he can really show what he does.
When you look at Will Hastings, do you just kind of think, no, that's a SEC receiver or something else?
You know, honestly, and I say this to Will all the time. When you see him, no. But if you go down in the weight room, I mean, he's got records on our board. From this first summer, he has records on our board for pro agility and things like that. So he's an athlete. Don't be mistaken. He's very quick. He's very shifty, and like he's a competitor. He'll never show it. He's quiet, very quiet dude, but he's a competitor and he likes to play the game. So I mean, you know, if you look at him, you would never guess it. You know, but shoot, when he gets out there on the field, you gotta be ready because he's a great route runner and he can catch the ball.
Coach Malzahn said that obviously the offensive line was struggling a little bit early in the game. You know, some new pieces in some different spots there. What was kind of your view of the line and how they performed?
I mean, we all struggled earlier in the game. Like you said, new pieces. I think we were in the meeting. We had like 15 new guys out there that either this was their first start at that position or this was their first start ever. So, I mean, when you got that many guys going against a defense like that, you're obviously going to have some disconnect. But that's what week 1 is for, and that's why we practice the next week, and that's why we keep getting better as the season goes on.
As a natural human reaction, Kerryon, like at what point, maybe early in that first half, did it start to get frustrating a little bit and just kind of have guys go, why isn't this working? Like, this isn't working.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously frustrating when you don't have above 50 yards at halftime, and you got your defense playing their butt off to keep giving you guys a chance. It's obviously frustrating, but you can't let that get to you because like if we let that get to us, we don't have the second half that we do. So we went in at halftime, we made our adjustments, we came out, we all calmed down. You know, that's a big stage. We were all a little bit excited, so you can't get too high, can't get too low. Go in at halftime, make the adjustments, come out, and we had a good second half. Now we just have to build off of that second half.
Kerryon, after you were named the starter, you know, you were asked when's the last time you can remember carrying 20 times in the game. You know, I don't keep up with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
How did you end up feeling Sunday as far as just afterward? How'd your body?
Yeah, I was sore. I mean, obviously, you know, you don't play running back in this league without being sore. But I feel pretty good. I mean, just ice tub and just treatment, taking care of your body is the main thing you have to do, regardless of the position, regardless of how many times you play. That's all. I mean, it's a long season, so you can't afford not to. I felt pretty good, and I was satisfied with the performance, and just got to build off of that as well.
Was it better than you expected, though?
It was better. Honestly, it was better. I mean, like you said, I can't even remember the last time I did that. Don't keep up with it, but it was honestly better than I expected. I got out and moved around a lot Sunday with my family and stuff, you know, just doing normal things that I would do on a normal Sunday.
Auburn obviously has a track record of churning out 1,000-yard rushers after week 1. It seems like you're sort of the one's going to have to carry that torch. Do you feel like you can have a season of that caliber?
Definitely. I feel like I can have a season of that caliber, but it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to go out there and do it. So, I can say that, but I just have to go back to work this week, next week, the week after that, just to prove it.